Kerry, as we were going into the break, I was talking about this a pair of girls, sisters, who 7 and 8 years old. They had a lemonade stand out in front of their house down in Overton, Texas. The local police there had to shut down their lemonade stand because they were running afoul of apparently some state laws that govern the health and safety issues regarding food service. Much of the internet, and not only the local crowd, but much of the internet is wondering, why is it that these 7 and 8 year old girls who are selling lemonade in cups for 50 cents a piece, why the police in that area feel the need to spend their time doing that. Now, I get it. You're not sure where the lemonade's coming from. You understand that there could be sickness and illness. I think people know when they walk up to a lemonade stand that's being manned by a 7 and an 8 year old that there are risks inherent in that sort of thing. And they're worth taking that sort of risk. It's not as if they camped out in front of another's lemonade store and said, we're going to take that guy's business and we're going to sell lemonade at half the price and to heck with that guy. They haven't done that. And the reason that, and this was more of an appeal to me than maybe to you, Kerry, but the reason that they had this lemonade stand to begin with was because they wanted to raise money so they could be able to take their father to a water park for Father's Day, which is next weekend. And that's why they were trying to raise money.
That's sweet.
How great is that? If I had a cookie store, for example, and somebody decided to park their cookie stand right across the street and take my business away from me, I might, not be appreciative of that. I might look at it as a marketing opportunity. I'd say, you know what? I'm going to provide you with some cookies. Just tell people that I provided you with some cookies, and maybe it helps my business as well. So these little girls can raise money. But I've come across many a lemonade stand, and I've purchased lemonade from them, and I'm still walking around here talking to you today about it. And so, I get it. But, really, do you have to attack a 7 and 8 year old girl with the police?
If it's a nice, quiet side neighborhood street, I would say, of course, leave them alone. But by any chance, if it happens to be something like Route 17 and the traffic's, being affected by people stopping for the lemonade, then okay, I can understand telling them that they have to shut it down. But
no, and from the still photo, by all appearances, it looks like they're in a typical Rockland County-esque type of neighborhood. It doesn't appear that they're on Route 17 where they're holding up traffic and causing rubbernecking and major accidents or anything like that. Again, I haven't watched the video. I don't know that for sure. I'm just going on this little photo of these two adorable little girls sitting in front of their house. How do you bust little girls like that for selling lemonade? I'm sure the police didn't want to have to do this. I'm not trying to bash the police or anything like that. No, apparently it's a state law that they have to follow. And I was just touched by the idea that they wanted to take their father, raise enough money to take their father to a water park for Father's Day, which is next week. I was touched by the idea that they would go to great lengths to do that. And apparently, one of the local, I believe it's a Great America or another water park, Six Flags and Splash Kingdom, were going to give them complimentary tickets if they didn't raise the money for it. But, just the idea that these little girls were busted for that kind of reasoning. I get it. I understand it. We've seen stories like this about the Girl Scouts. I think it was in Florida maybe a year ago where the Girl Scouts were standing on a corner and selling Girl Scout cookies. How do you go up to a girl? I'd hate to have to be that police officer sitting in the car and getting the call and going, really, is that what I have to do with my day today?
You're not allowed to do that? The Girl Scouts sell right outside the supermarket. What's the difference? I
think they get permission to do that. Okay. I think they do have to, if they're on private property like that, they would have to get permission to do that. And yeah, I get it. If you're not getting permission, and like you said, if you're on a road like Route 17 and you're holding up traffic, yeah, I understand the predicament that folks are in, particularly law enforcement is in. I get it. You do want to enforce. You don't want to. You can't willy-nilly pick what laws you decide to, uphold or not. I mean, I get that. But at the end of the day, when you start talking about, when you come home from the day's work and your spouse asks you, oh, well, what did you do today, honey? And if you're a police officer and you go, I had to arrest 2 7-year-olds for selling lemonade. I mean, is that really the thing you want to have to be at the end of the day on your list of things that you did today? It's probably not at the top of my list.